Before this begins, I just wanted to say the voice audio might sound a little bit different, but we're still working on it. Enjoy the first episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mommy I'm Scared, a podcast with a hint of our take on how we do things. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Rafa. Now let's start this podcast with our first ever guest.
He's an Oscar nominated, and I mean my homie Oscar nominated him to come on the show. A one-time Season 4 champion tournament winner in Rocket League, an aspiring film director slash producer artist, a badass Glock owner, and last but not least, a friend of mine. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Uriel.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Pretty good.
Yeah. Hey, hell yeah.
We were talking just now about your nicotine levels in the vape.
Oh, yes. I was actually planning to buy one. I was about to be a little late on this shit, Brian, because I was on the road, and I was thinking if I should have gotten it. I don't know, dude. Money is tight right now.
Dude, I mean, we've all been there, and especially when you're a fiend, you gotta use all your money, dude.
Halfway through this shit, I was actually thinking of just taking the car and just driving in. Just hopefully we would have not been ready.
Jesus.
Push back the recording for a fucking vape.
Yeah.
Sounds like high school us. Uriel, are you in school? And if so,
Yes.
for?
All right, yes I am. So I go to CU Denver. This is the third year in the program. So we're about to start the second semester, my third year tomorrow actually. So I should be doing some shit right now, but I'm not. And then we're for film and television. So the whole gist is behind it. It's just to learn the fundamentals of what is happening on set, the business aspect, what you should be doing on the story, what's this and that for the character, how you should be framing your photos and videos, all that good stuff. Just so we, just the whole basic concept of it, just so we could learn how to work on set and behind set. So that's what I do.
Very interesting, dude.
Nice.
So I reckon you do have a professor, correct?
Yes, I do.
So what are your thoughts on him? Do you like him? I know there's some talk when you're in college that some people do not like their professor, but what is your take on it?
All right, so I got a few professors. Most actually, it's always been the same scenario when growing up in middle school and high school, where I'm kind of like a little silly and a little dumb to the point where I'm manageable in a good way, I guess. So for these professors at this class, we just be kind of like saying some funny shit here and there, or I don't even know. Just to give an example, like one time in high school, we were watching this one documentary on where all the poop went in these factories, and I had a genuine question. I was like, "Do you get pink eye when you work in these fucking factories?" And the teacher thought I was like busting his balls. But
I was like, genuine.
But so it's something like that where just in class you just make sometimes a genuine question or just a question just becomes stupid. And I don't know, all the professors that I've had in my classroom has been pretty well, and some of them are a little, they don't know how to teach per se because they have all the knowledge and they don't know how to distribute that knowledge. So it becomes hard because they can't break down their own vocabulary and the way they talk, because sometimes they'd be saying like a whole sentence and you like only understand half of it because some of the shit they say in that vocabulary, like the way they stitched up that sentence just makes absolutely no sense because we're not there yet. So there's just the knowledge gap between both of us. It's just insane. So that's what makes some professors difficult. Some of them are very compassionate and know what to do and what to say. There is one professor that he was on your ass. He's retiring next year, so I'm glad I'm not taking his class because I didn't want to do it. And because the man's is like, I don't know, like late 70s, and he would have you read the most dense fucking book ever. The thing is probably like 800 pages, and then you had to read about 20 to 30 pages a day, and then come to class with the knowledge. And in case if he called you out, you had to be on top of your shit, because if he called you out and you didn't know, then you just call out the whole group or the row that you're hanging out with, and then you just make yourself look stupid. And then he was pretty hard on you, just being on top of your shit and just learning because this book was so damn dense. Like every sentence there was a fact about the history of what happened. And by this book, I mean it means like where did radio start? How did it evolve? World War II, how did that evolve TV? What's the like golden age of television and all that? So there's a lot happening throughout these months and years. So he wants you to understand and process all that shit, and then come to class and repeat it to him. So he was difficult to just to be in his class was just difficult.
So what projects in school are you currently working on?
Right now, as of right now, there's been a few that we just finished up, which was in one of this classes, junior production. The teacher just honestly didn't give us no guidance. He just said, "Well, give us your pitch to the class. Tell us what the story's about. All right, who's it gonna be your partners? All right, where's your locations? What takes you're gonna shoot?" So I think literally like their first 3 4 weeks we set up everything we could, have our actors ready and locations and equipment rented out to shoot a short story. This one was kind of like a cheesy, dumb horror film, where just like the horror aspect is just so comically bad that it's that's the fun part. That's the fun in it, is watching how bad it is. So it's basically like a haunted furniture piece just swallowing this person, and then these YouTubers are like, "Oh no, don't do it." I don't know. You're gonna have to. I'll probably show you, stitch you up the trailer because we do have it in hand.
Yeah, dude.
But
Please.
I think this upcoming semester we're supposed to finish the whole edit. We only had the trailer to finish up and show the class, and then what else we have this upcoming? This actually right now what I should be doing. I only got a little bit of information, but at these last couple of days I've been taking notes and research for a guy named Robert. What's his name? Robert Lee Ragland. He was a very well known artist out in Whittier, and he passed away not long ago. I think last year, and he was So we're supposed to be making a documentary on him, through PBS. So we're supposed to stitch up and have all the information we can before coming to class. So that way, when we come to class, we understand what's going on, and then just bounce ideas out for everybody because we're all on the same page. So we're supposed to be doing that. And since I want to be the cinematographer, I should be watching other documentaries and then kind of like get the gist and idea of how to, get or at least start off this documentary. So
Yeah, I
Oh,
get you. So, do you like
oh.
practice scenes? Well, of course, when you do filming, you have to do, just your take on stuff. Like, if they want you to act of some sort, you've done those, correct?
So what was given to me was I was supposed to be Denzel Washington in Training Day when he pulled out the blicky on that man's on the car to tell him to smoke the crack on the. So I had to play that guy. I had to play Denzel Washington pulling out the blicky.
Blicky.
So, in any scenes where you're like, you know what, this is actually like pretty cool to do a role like this, or was it like very off for you? Like, do you put your mindset in the character's eyes, or does that kind of throw you off on certain types of characters?
So at least the way they put it is you don't want to act per se. You don't want to. You don't. Okay, so like if you're trying to portray sadness, you don't want to act like you're sad. You just kind of want like I don't know. So I think the idea with acting is you want to invoke. So every action you have, you want to have a reaction with it. So if you're sad, you want the other person to know you're sad, and with that being said, they would probably feel sympathetic depending on the character, whatever. So you want to every time you act, you want the other person to react. So it's just not you fully. And so when it comes to me, or at least the way I picture it, you kind of want to like have yourself in that character. So the whole time I was acting, I wasn't like picturing myself as Denzel because it's that role's already taken. You know what I mean? So just to like, if you were to put yourself in their shoes and act the way you would in that situation, I think that's probably the best result you can get. At least from what I've seen, because there's been a couple times where I think I'm doing all right and just putting myself in their shoes, and then just acting the way I would, and I just get good compliments from class where other people would be like seeing the movies and they try to act out a certain character that they seen, and it just comes out. There's a consistency thing with that, so it's just a little hard. So I think you become the most consistent when you act as yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done a boy on boy kissing scene yet?
Yes.
You know what's fuck? Okay, so the crazy thing is, in one of our first scenes for acting, I forgot what movie. Okay, it wasn't a movie; it was a play. And in this play, the guy and the girl are okay. So the guy's best friend, girlfriend, they were both hanging out, and they just have a thing, and they're sitting on a bench. They're like, "Hey, so like, what's up?" And then at the end of it, at that end, they're like, they kiss. They're like, "Oh, this is bad. We shouldn't be doing this." They're like, how about we just like bounce real quick and like head to a hotel room? So that was the whole interaction. I had to be the guy who had a hit on my best friend's girlfriend, kiss, say this is bad, and then hook up with them. So from what I was told, the professor, if it was not COVID, the kissing and made out or whatever, like any sort of involvement of touching would have been fine. So if it wasn't for COVID, all that shit would have been okay. And I think they said there's been a couple times where, like, depending on the character and the actors, if they're okay with it, they fucking just end up kissing. And it's crazy because this is a fucking class. So in a sense, I was kind of like, because the person I was acting with were really, very, very good looking. I was like, kind of missed out, but
Trying to
Kind
get
of
a
missed your
smooch out
chance,
there.
dude. Exactly. You got
Yes.
a little sad hug.
Yeah.
a little bit.
Going back, so you did an acting class, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that like? Because you're a director, is what I'm hearing. Was it like hard for you to act, or did you feel comfortable doing that?
There's been things I've been doing and taking to help me, because it is nerve-wracking to... There's been another one that was very nerve-wracking. Have you seen 1917?
Oh, that's the war
Yeah.
movie, right? It's like all in one
Right.
take.
Right, yeah. Have you seen that movie?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay. At least in one of those scenes, the homie gets shot, right? So they're trying to save this one pilot who comes out of the airplane. He's burning in fire, and then he ends up getting shot. So then he has to, like, he's like in his arms dying. So one of my classmates casted me and somebody else to act in that part where I'm the one who's pretending to die, and my friend is the one who's holding me as they're like drawing their last breath. So what makes that shit so nerve wracking is you're supposed to change the whole atmosphere, and you have all the class watching you, so it gets nerve wracking to pretend you're like, you have to change your breathing. You're like pretend like you've been shot, like cut your own shortness of breath, wide eyed, make it look like you're dying, and it's nervous, and you almost don't take yourself seriously because you can't. And what I've taken like a certain like a was like a stress reliever sort of deal, where kind of like in like high stakes situations where you like can get nerve wracked, it eases that shit. So when I've taken it, and before going to acting classes, it helped so much because I'm not stuttering, my voice ain't shaking, and I'm just kind of like all cool, calm, collect. It also feels like it's taken away from me because it's not giving like the most genuine reaction, but at the same time, it's when I'm not at my most nervous. Being an actor, I think it's tough if it's a character you cannot see yourself in. Like, I think there's certain characters or some people who are casted as the sad person when they're always upbeat. So they almost feel like it's just weird to portray their sense of sadness when they're always upbeat. So some of that shit doesn't pan out and that's what I think gives the actor such a hard time. What I've seen for one of my pieces when I was casting certain people for my final, and it was just basically them acting as this item they brought to the house was haunted. They were having a hard time like being scared or being almost like superstitious of the situation. So them reading the dialogue and having that all, like, you're trying to encompass all this. You're trying to encompass the story, the character itself, what your motivation is. It all comes together in one piece, and it just sometimes gets overwhelming. On top of that, you're trying to understand this character's shoes. So I don't know. It just I think directing is a lot harder than acting because you're trying to portray your idea of what you're trying to see and onto this character, and if you don't have the vocabulary, if you don't have the communication skills, it's fucking hard to even try to get what you want out of it.
So, when you're not doing school and all that, what are the things that you love to do in your free time?
How open should I be about it?
Dude, as open as you can get.
The gym has always been a part of my deal. Hanging out with Jose, who is my best friend. He's the one who has the most crazy ideas. So whatever he ends up planning, he ends up stitching me with it. But not long ago, I think somewhere around August, me and my girlfriend broke up. We've been dating for like 5 years. So I think trying to get myself in any situation where I don't have to remember or acknowledge that I put so much fucking work into the gym to the point there's more results that I've seen from that breakup than I've seen like all together that I've been working out. I think I didn't realize how underweight I was. I was like 5'11", weighing 138, 130, and then right now I'm weighing about like 160, 165. So I put like about 30 pounds.
Yes.
Yes. So the gym has been a big deal. Also trying to be more confident and shit because I don't know. At the end of the day, I think you want to be like a better person. I think that's the idea when it comes to that. I don't know because I've noticed. I think because I'm the oldest out of 4 siblings, I have to be strong and can't show weakness. So I didn't realize exactly how I felt about the breakup until I like acknowledged what I was feeling, and that put a whole lot of things in perspective. So I'm noticing I'm not the most confident guy. So on my short time or like at least when I'm away from school, I hit the gym and try to build that confidence. So there's been maybe 5 or 6 times where I approach girls at the gym with something I don't do, and I just ask for a number. At least just to get the nerves or that confidence out of my fucking system. I think depending on who you are, I think for me it was more of a selfish thing. I wanted to get there's because there is an aspect where you're like, shit, I fucking reject. I kind of like I wish I would have spoken to her if I wasn't such a bitch. Because there's been a couple times where I seen people make eye contact with me at the gym and just never approach them because I was too scared. So then I go home feeling like I don't know, like I kind of missed the opportunity. But but at the same time you didn't even try, so it's kind of upsetting. But it wasn't so discouraging because the first person I asked for their number, they gave it to me. So that first time not being rejected as my first was fucking, I guess,
Confidence
Was a booster?
yeah, it was a confidence booster. I've been rejected like 3 more other times, but that was on because the girl had a boyfriend, girlfriend. I don't know. It was more the idea of me even approaching them was, at the end of the day, I think you get a better feeling just from approaching them than not even trying, I guess. So I think for me, that was the scenario.
Yeah, it could be the regret. A lot of regret. It comes down to, things I wish I could have done and I did it. I think that kind of sucks more than actually doing it because at least you've proven to yourself that, I can do this. But if not, it kind of like keeps you putting you down as a person.
And it started off because there's one person at the gym. Okay, so I was just working out. I was doing bicep curls or whatever at the cable machine. And I saw this one person walking by. I'm kind of nervous at this time because I didn't have all the confidence. I look up and we made eye contact. It's like, oh, that's crazy. And then I look down again. I look up again. We locked eyes for like another 3 seconds. I was like, oh, that was fucking weird. And I get back to my workout and like, no shit. Like 2 seconds later, I look up again and the chick is making eye contact with me again. And that made me nervous as fuck. And then I think I saw the person come up and she was literally working right beside me. And she was just making like small glances at me and I was just like too fucking nervous. And I think she was giving me all the fucking hints in the world because she ended up doing my like mountain climbers where you're like on your hands and feet and you're just kicking your knees to your chest. She was doing that, pointing her ass to me, which and I was like, this is all the hints in the world. I just have to approach her and I didn't do it because I was too scared. And
I didn't even try
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And I got yeah.
I felt bad, and then I kept coming to that same gym that's fucking 15 minutes further away from my house than the closest gym that I have, just because I wanted to see if I could like see this person again because I was like, what if? And I happened to see this person like 3 months after that first encounter, and I did the same shit again where I looked up, they saw me, I broke eye contact, I looked up again, and we held eye contact for like 4 or 5 seconds, so I wasn't tripping. That day when she was throwing it back was a fucking big hint that I'm upset that I missed out.
Did you walk up to her
Yeah, did
next
you
time
do it the
saw her?
second time?
Okay, so there's certain things that I figured out from at least this confidence thing. I don't know. I feel like I'm super self-conscious and super self-aware. I like at the gym, if I see somebody that I'm working next beside to and the girl ends up putting like her sweater around her waist, she's gonna think that I'm the creep because she's looking at me, and I like at that point there's no redeeming that. She like covering her ass because she thinks you're the creep. You gotta get the fuck away. There's no way you can outmaneuver that scenario. So I become self-conscious in that scenario, and I've noticed I don't approach the girls at the gym that I like. I approach the people who I make eye contact with the most, or I see, or at least see looking in my direction. So in that case, I do that, and I don't want to make it weird for them and ask for the number mid workout and then go back to my shit and pretend like I never even see them. So I plan to do it the moment I get in and they're about to leave, or the moment I'm about to leave. So that way I say my shit, done deal, phone, get the fuck out. So I don't make it weird for the both of us. And I was waiting to do
You don't want any distractions in your gym.
right. You don't. And I was waiting because I just barely got there when I saw her, so I was gonna do like another workout before I even approached her. And by the time I knew it, she was fucking gone.
Well, maybe you'll see her again next time. Who knows?
I fucking hope so.
If you see her again, you gotta ask her at that point.
Oh hell
I
yeah,
mean,
I'll
I
do.
guess
I
it's
do.
up to you, but you know.
She's
Bro, so the next
bad. My God.
podcast we do, bro, we're gonna bully you just the whole podcast, bro.
Okay, same question. Did you do it? No? All right. Get out.
Would you
Yeah.
rather be high or drunk 24/7, regardless of your bad experiences that you previously had?
Oh shit! How drunk are we talking? Like from 1 to 10?
Like, you're drunk, dude. Like, I guess, okay, no. Let me rephrase it. Functional.
Oh, functional. Okay.
Like not throwing
Maybe.
up or what?
Bro, you don't know when you're functional.
I think when I reach like a 7 or 8 is when I start like tripping on my own shit. I think I'd rather be drunk. Yeah, I'd definitely rather be drunk, bro. Like I've been high to the point where I forget what the fuck I'm about to say. I think there's one time, just to give you like an idea, I put my phone down and I was gonna go up and get my water bottle, and then I don't know why, but then I grabbed my phone again and then I put it next to my water bottle. I grabbed my water bottle. I was like, why the fuck did I do that? And then like I put my water bottle down. I got my phone. I went back to the bed. I was like, oh, I was gonna get my water, and then I went back to the table to get my water. Dude, I kept repeating that same fucking thing, even though I wasn't that crazy. Hi, I can only imagine how like if I was off my fucking balls, like how much shit I'd be repeating and losing time. Where if I'm drunk, I think I don't know. I just you do become a little more different. I think what is it called? Like liquid courage, the juice when you drink the juice. But I think yeah, I'd rather be drunk. High, I can't function that well, man. I think I have better experiences being drunk than I do high.
Okay. Raf?
Uh, I don't know. That's a hard one. Maybe drunk. Cause same thing with Uriel. When I'm high, I can't function. Like I just get super lazy. I'm just chilling. Drunk, at least I have energy. You know what I mean? If I need to do something, I could do that. Um, the drunk would probably be better. Plus, I've had bad experiences being high, so I know you said regardless of bad experiences, but I can't forget those. So yeah, I'd rather be drunk.
Yeah. So I'd rather be high because so the bad thing about being high is that you have the constant feeling of anxiousness, correct? Because you feel paranoid. At the same time, you're also doing a lot of thinking. With my time being high, a lot of the times I've gotten to the point where I'm able to control it. And it took a lot of work, and it's not something that like I'm proud of or whatever, but doing it more and more often, you learn to cope. Just like anything you do in life, you just keep doing it, you're gonna eventually know how to essentially use it or control it. For me, I thought a lot about things like about my life and all that. A lot of people cry like the first time they're high, and it's because they overthink about a lot of things, and it either tends to freak you out or you just feel real bad about yourself and all that. And I think that's really good experience because it's humbling yourself. You People tend to have an overmind of I'm better than a lot of people and some sort, and once they get high, they don't know what to think about because a million thoughts are coming into your head. And for some people it freaks them out. Some people it doesn't. Some people just there's one things like I can't be high, I guess certain ways like like Uriel, for instance, you like to get high with edibles, correct?
Right.
Raph, you just
Yeah.
don't like smoking in general.
Yeah, I don't get high anymore.
Yeah. But that I mean, I guess that could be my reasoning is I've just learned how to utilize being high. But it is bad being high and drunk 24/7, so let's not get that.
Yeah.
But wait, so since we're on the topic, what's your guys' worst experience, uh, drunk or high? I'll go first since I have one in mind. One time I went to a party in by the JFK airport, and it was a hotel party. My friend invited me, and I had the idea that it was his party, not nobody else's. And I thought, you know what? I know some of the people he knows. Oh, figured I'd give it a shot and go over there. When I get to the
Mhm.
party, it's full of people that are. So one is a blood, and I know he was strapped, like because I've seen him be strapped before. So turns out it was his party, and all the other
Okay.
people I knew, they were cool with me, But at the end of the day, there was that guy. He was very shisty, to put in perspective. Very, very shisty. Like when I've met him a couple of times, and when I was there, he was like, "Who's this guy? Like, who invited him and shit like that?" He was saying shit like that, and everyone was like, "Bro, you know him. Like, you met him a couple of times." The worst thing is that he was drunk. So when you're drunk, dude, you know how I said you don't care about what you say and all that. That's when people
Right.
act crazy, dude. That's when they start shooting guns and shit like that. It's always when you're drunk. So, um, I figured to get my mind off of everything. Oh my god, no, I didn't mention this. So he was with this girl, right? His girl kept making eye contact with me, and I was like, I was so scared to even look her way because I was like, dude, I'm not gonna fucking risk my life just for you. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
So to get my mind off of things, decided, you know what, like my homie had a blunt, so I was like, oh, I'm down, dude. But it wasn't like no normal blunt. It had wax in it, and it was like some like crazy. I think it was like not. It wasn't moon rocks, but it felt like it was up there. Some crazy weed, and we smoked that shit. And then after a while, I'm like, yo, like I gotta get something to drink or something. Let's hit up the corner store. We go to the corner store, and some of the guys came with us. I was cool with them, so I didn't mind them coming. But turns out they were off of Molly, dude. They were off of Molly, and you can tell they were shitted because they didn't feel comfortable being there. You could just tell by their body language and everything they were saying. And not to mention, they followed me. They came with me. So I was like, that's fine. We're going to go to the corner store. We'll be good. So we got to the corner store. I got my things. And on my way back, I was telling my homie because he came with me. I was like, you know what, dude? Like, I don't want to be here, dude. I think I'm going to just go home. He's like, nah, bro, it's understandable, bro. That guy's very shisty. Like, I understand. I was like, yeah, bro, I'll catch you up. Not to mention a 35-minute drive from there to my house, straight highway. I go on the
Mm.
highway, right? As I'm on the highway, I start fucking swerving, dude. Like, and I didn't mean to. I was trying to focus so hard, but dude, no, like I just kept fucking swerving. So I took the nearest exit. When I took the nearest exit, I was driving down the main road. There was nowhere to park. Nowhere. It was literally like a rural area where there was like no stops. I was like, fuck. So I got back on the highway, right? There was a light before you got on the highway. I shit you not, there was a cop behind me. Dude, at that moment, like I was like, you know what, like this is fucking over. Like I'm getting a DUI. Like I was like, fuck, dude. That whole shit fucked me up. So then I got on the highway and I drove perfectly fine home, and from that day on, I didn't really swear to myself to never do it again, but I was never the same. A couple of times I'll admit I've been high driving, did not like the experience. Like I get anxious and scared just because of that one time. But that was probably like my worst experience I've had.
That was
But
all. Well, I guess I'll go next. All right, so let's see. I got a couple being high. I think the most memorable one would be. All right, so at the time I was juuling a lot. Okay, there's two actually. There one time I was juuling a lot, so I would be showing my homie like the jewel. I was like, "Ah, dude, look at this shit, nicotine, look at that." Like, I'm not even coughing. What's up? What's up? And then he was like, "Oh, dude, I got something similar," and he showed me this fat ass mod, and I took a hit out of it. I didn't cough, but the shit was strong as fuck, and it tasted funny as hell. I was like, "Dude, what flavor is that?" He's like, "I don't know, dude, like on some herbal shit." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." And then next thing I know, like it hit me like no shit, like 10 minutes later. I was like, dude, that was fucking weed in it, and I just took the fattest hit. I don't know how or what he did, but he ended up putting some fucking like wax in there, in his little mod. So the shit smacked the shit out you, and I took about like 3, 4 rips, thinking this motherfucker gave me like some type of like nicotine. And the plan was to go to the gym, so this is probably like 9 in the afternoon, no 9 at night, yeah. And I wanted to combat the highness, so what I did was they had some pre-workout before we went to the gym. So I took about like 2 scoops of pre-workout, which I don't know, had like maybe above 200 milligrams of caffeine. So I'm high and fucking like wired in, and I'm feeling weird. I can't focus because I'm just the weed is fucking me up, and I'm now throwing up coming out of the gym because the caffeine is not sitting well in my stomach. I'm high. I'm dizzy as fuck. So I'm in the back seat rolling, like my head is rolling, and I just told him, "Hey, dude, open the window, open the window, open the window." He's like, what you talking about?" And then I fucking throw up right there in this goddamn back seat. I made that car hot as hell, dude. I steamed up the whole car. The window started getting foggy and everything, and I told him, I was like, "Damn." He's like, "Oh, dude, no." I was like, and I couldn't talk because I was too gone. Next thing I know, I open the door again, and I fucking throw up right there. So I threw up like 3 times, and I close the door. Fourth time, I rolled down the window. I projectile vomit. I might have hit the car next to me at the fucking red light, and I can't talk. I can't fucking function, and I have to go home in like the next 30 minutes. And I didn't have a tolerance back then, so I was just out of my mind. So this high would have like was on me for a minute. So for them to help me, they would help me walk around the block like 3 or 4 times so I sober up. So that whole night fucked me up because at the time my parents caught me smoking a couple times and they told me they'll kick my ass out of the house. So that's another fear of weed, having smoking it back then. And then another bad experience with weed was same shit. I told somebody I was juuling. They gave me their pen. Ended up being dabs. I fucking. And then I was at work, and one time I think the person gave me like $10 for like a $9 burrito. I couldn't give him his fucking change. I couldn't count. I think it took me like at least. I ducked under the register, and I was there for maybe 5 minutes trying to count by fives because I couldn't give this mofo his
This mofo's changed.
That's crazy, bro. You ducked under the thing.
Yeah, dude, I was there for like it felt like 30 minutes. I felt like I was hiding under the register, just waiting to give this person this change. And then I went to go do dishes, and I looked depressed as fuck because I couldn't do the dishes. I couldn't function. So I'm laying there like cradled up right next to the dish pit, just like rubbing my hands, and people like, hey, Uriel, I need your help me fucking take out this shit. I was like, dude, I can't help you, bro. I can't fucking help you. God, dude, fuck my whole day up.
I don't know. I've never had bad drunk experiences. All of my drunk experiences have been pretty nice. Which you know about that, but bad. I've only had bad highs. Which is like the reason why I don't smoke anymore, because like the last 3 times that I ever got high, I would just get like super fucking paranoid. You know what I mean? Like I'd be thinking about
Right.
like life and death and stuff like that, and it freaked me out so much because I like this one time, which is probably the worst. I swear, I was like fucking talking to like ghosts or something. They're like, you're gonna
Oh
fucking
my
die
God.
right now, and I'm like, yo, what? And yeah, no. After that, I didn't get high again because that was horrible. I honestly thought I was gonna die, which I know, like you know, people that have bad highs, they say that shit all the time. And looking back at it now, I don't know. I may have overreacted a little bit, but no, I remember that feeling I had where like those fucking ghosts are telling me that I'm gonna die, and I'm like, yeah, no, I this isn't for me. So yeah, that's my bad high. Just talking about death and shit.
Yeah, dude. That
Ah,
shit gets
damn.
to you, bro. It's not for the
That
faint
shit
of heart.
gets me, man. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the trivia. The guests on the show will have 3 questions. If answered correctly, they shall receive a prize of their choice. However, the way that they choose the prize will be a surprise.
All right. The first question. Which color of paint dries faster? Black or cadmium yellow?
That's a fucking thing. My God. I would assume yellow, maybe.
All right. Are you sure? You locked in with your answer?
Yeah, I'm locked in with yellow, baby.
You're wrong. I'm sorry, Uriel. The correct answer
What?
was black paint. Second question. It's a true or false question, all right? You might be able to get this one. I believe in you. All right. The original recipe for Coca-Cola contains cocaine. True or false?
That's true.
Wow,
Ding, ding,
you got it
we have a
right.
winner.
Yeah, the answer is true. The drink was invented in 1885 by John Pemberton, a pharmacist from Atlanta, Georgia, who made the original formula in his backyard. Okay, which country produced the first ever featured documented film in 1906? The U.S. or the Virgin Islands?
Virgin Islands.
Are you sure? Are you locked in with the answer?
Yeah, give me the Virgin Islands.
I am sorry, Uriel. The answer is neither. It was actually Australia. You should have known that. You're a
Mother-
film
God.
student.
All right, Uriel, you've gotten 1 answer correct out of the 3. You win a prize.
Okay.
All right. So this is how you're gonna do the prize, Uriel. We need you to answer 1 or 2. We're not gonna tell you the prize unless you say the prize number. So, Uriel, we'll give you a second to talk to yourself on what prize you would like, 1 or 2.
I'm a big fan of even numbers. A lot of my lucky numbers are even numbers, and they all start by 2. My lucky numbers are 22 and 26. I'll go with 2.
Uriel, congratulations. Your prize is a musty ass toothbrush.
What the fuck?
So, you will be receiving a toothbrush, a musty ass toothbrush, soon. As I explained to you before, you have to use the toothbrush. I'm not saying you have to use it on your teeth. You just have
That'd
to
be funny
use it,
though.
sir.
You
Now,
should brush your teeth with it.
correct. You should definitely brush your teeth with it. When you get the prize, I want you to record your reaction for the viewers to see. Now, that's going to take some time, of course, but if you guys want to see it, please follow our Patreon. We're going to be doing $5 Patreons to see Uriel's reaction on doing the musty ass toothbrush unboxing. Uriel, one last thing. Would you like to know what prize number 1 was?
What was it?
Raphael, take it away.
Prize number 1, the one that you didn't get, was a old ass shoe. You certainly lucked out, sir.
Could have been old
I
Yeezys.
think-
It could have been something else, though. You got the
Yeah.
toothbrush.
You got the toothbrush.
I am happy with the results. I think I already got a few ideas to how to use this toothbrush.
Uriel, thank you for coming on the podcast. It's been a pleasure for you being our first ever guest. This is
Yep.
a podcast that
course.
we've had in the works for a couple of months now, but we're finally
Yes.
doing the podcast today. So, is there
Yep.
anything you would like to say? Any plugs? Anything of yourself? How can people find you?
All right, so my biggest piece would probably be Instagram, Lackmerit. So LACK period dot MERIT. So you can find most of my work there. I got my website linked there, so if you can see most of my stuff, seeing photos, doggy pictures, car photos, all that good stuff, and yeah, and then hopefully if we do this again, I'm probably gonna be like taking like 2-3 edibles, and hopefully that fucking kicks some shit up.
Yo,
Nice.
honestly, I think next podcast we should definitely be under the influence.
I'll be drunk. I'm down for it.
All right, I'll be both
All right.
crossfaded, so I can cancel both you guys out.
Hell yeah, baby.
Thank you for listening to the podcast. That's been it for today. I'm Aaron,
I'm Rafa.
and see you guys next time.
I asked her, can I have your number? Looks like blue must be your color. Love the way you wear that dress, even though your hair's a mess.